Hey guys, we're back in the workshop because it's too cold outside to go flying and also too wet. So I thought we'd take a look at my Extreme Flight 104-inch Extra and just show you that model in a bit more detail. Okay, so that took quite a bit of effort to get up on this stand. Matter of fact, I think this is the first time it's actually been on the stand. So hopefully it'll be okay. A bit wobbly, but we'll see how we get on. So let me give you a quick bit of background on this model. I bought this in 2022, so this year. Around the middle of the year, I bought it second hand. It's the version 1 of the Extra, 104-inch Extra by Extreme Flight. I think they're now on version 2. So it's got a few differences, obviously, because it's the first generation. And I've been super pleased with it. So it's got a DA100 in it, so a twin boxer engine by Desert Aircraft. Got a 3-bladed prop on it, which actually does make it a bit quieter in the air rather than a 2-bladed. I have tried a 2-bladed on there, gives it a bit more power with the 2-blade, a bit more punch, but it's got more than enough power. I mean, it'll go vertical on half throttle pretty easily. It'll prop hang absolutely fine as well. A couple of cans rather than pipes, but let's open it up, take the cover off and show you around it. Let's do a quick walkabout around the model first. So we have a nice carbon spinner up front, 3-bladed prop, as I've already said, running 26 by 12. That's that Ulster prop, I think that's how that's pronounced. So that's also carbon. Really happy with the 3-blade, I think it gives a really nice finish to it. The decals down the sides are from B&E Graphics. I'll link them on, you'll see more of those on the full pictures, but I think they've really finished off the model. Model one just comes in the red, white and black, but the Extra 300, the stars, stickers on the back, the tailplane and wings are all part of a graphics package I brought. Now this model doesn't have a deck in the canopy. So the newer ones, the version 2, does have a deck in the canopy and a pilot and a cockpit. I think that's a really, really nice touch. I'm going to try and get one for this model to retrofit it in, just so it tidies up and hides away all these electronics. Now, to be honest with you, just looking through the canopy here, it is a bit messy inside. I've not had a chance to really go over all the wiring. I don't really like any of that. But let me take the canopy off and show you a closer look. It's a really large section. Okay. Let's start off pointing out the obvious bits. So just have a fuel tank in here. I don't have a smoke system in this one. It's not been fitted. So I brought this kit second hand. And this was how it was pretty much when I picked it up. So fuel tank, ignition system going through here for the DA. I'll take off the cowling later on to have a look. Screen for the power box itself, and then 2 rudder servos back here. This is running JRs all round, typically DS8911s, which have been absolutely superb. And I've got a couple of Futaba receivers, so dual receivers come off the power box. The wires here are for the dual receiver packs, for redundancy. Have a light on the side, I don't think you can quite see that, but there's a light here to let me know when the ignition's on. So I've got the ignition on a switch on the transmitter. So I can just switch it on to turn it on, turn it off, and the engine will cut out. Really useful as well. The chokes manual, just underneath the cowling to turn the choke on, turn the model over 3 or 4 times to let it pop, choke off, turn it over once or twice and it'll fire straight up. That's typical with all DAs that I've used. On the side here are just the connections for the wings. So the wings have 2 servos to control each aileron. So these connectors on the side just allow it easier to plug in and lock in. I'll show you those a bit closer. But let me spin you around so you can see it from a different angle. There we go. So as I said before, 2 rudder servos linked up together, and it's the power box that lets us control those in sync. The pads here are for the receiver packs, and I'm running 3500s, 2 S packs, 2 of those for redundancy, connected in via the power box. Again, cabling is very messy here. One of the jobs I'm actually going to do after this video is to sort out all those cables. And then just down the back there, I'll spin you around very slightly. You can see the 2 receivers, so one here and one just tucked up underneath, again for redundancy. So the transmitter allows me to talk to both receivers at the same time. They're just connected via S-Bus 2 straight back into the power box, And that's how that works. Hey guys, I just had to stop for a quick moment just to actually tidy up some of those wires because they were really bothering me. But that's a little bit better for now. I've plugged in a couple of batteries as well because I've actually undone all the wires from the power box. I just want to check things are okay. So the 2 packs are in there, in place at the moment. So those wires are still messy, but can't do much with them unless I turn the receiver packs around the other way and perhaps run some cable management down. Not too sure. I'll have a look at it later. But let's turn her on and make sure it still works. So with the power box switch, we'll turn each battery on in turn. Battery 1, battery 2. And then on the display, hopefully you can just see that coming through now. Move the camera slightly. There we go, we can see each battery is showing 7.8, other one's 7.7. This is competition SR2 power box system. All looking good so far. Just check the rudder. So the only servos I can move other than the throttle at the moment, because everything else is in the control surface itself and they're not connected. You can see it shows the draw it's taking when it's moving. It's just spinning you around the other way. Both rudder servos. And of course the important bit, right down the end there. Very big rudder. Just turn this off because of the noise. There's lots of movement there, which is what I like. This model can knife edge loop pretty easily. It's got enough power to come out of the bottom of the loop and also enough rudder to get round it in the first place. So just come around the other side quickly to make sure this light is working. So this is the light that shows me with the ignition's actually activated, it's on or it's powered up. I just want to check that now quickly. So first off, I'm going to plug in the separate ignition battery. On this particular model, keeping it completely separate from the main flight packs in case there's a problem with ignition. I don't want it draining down the main flight packs. Even though this is small, I still get quite a few flights out of this single battery, probably about 10. I've got a few of these. So just clip that in temporarily. I'm obviously not flying, so it doesn't matter about the keeper. Just tuck it into the right place. And just turn the model back on. Transmitter. Servos, and let's check that light. There we go, so ignition's now live. Up and down, ignition off. So I'll bring the transmitter forward as well. So the switch I'm just using is the SC switch, and how this actually works is you'll go up and then back down to turn it on, up and back off. So you can't accidentally knock it off, because that'd be a bit of a mistake if you're in the air doing a manoeuvre and you've knocked that switch and then you cut the engine out. So it's like a two-way system. There it is, on, just go back off, all the way up, and then all the way back down. The engine will cut. So before we go much further, let's take a quick look at the tail section. So here's the right hand stabilizer. So massive elevator movement on these, which is for 3D flying, which I don't do a great deal of at the moment. That's what we're working up towards. The servo sits rather neatly inside, so bring that real close, just check you can see that. I think you might be able to see that. Focus it on. Right inside, we're using the extreme flight control arms to give the extra movement there. So to show you that again, servo travel. It's pretty much maxing out there. And the other way. So same servos as what's running on the rudder. Double check that yet. DS8911's JR. Nice and easy to get to inside there. And then this just simply, same connector again, plugs into the back, and I'll show you that. I'll show that now. So looking down the rear of the aircraft, you can see the connector here. Just makes it easier to assemble. Okay, so you could use an extension lead hanging out, a normal servo one, but these little connectors just give you a nice fit, tucks the wire back inside the tail section, rather than having a wire flapping around here. So I'll go ahead and I'll put that on just so you can see some of the movement. Nice click, so we're locked in. And that's it, she's on. Just show you. So the tail just secures through 2 location bolts here. One on the back, one on the front. Nice and easy. I won't go ahead and put them on just yet because obviously we're in the workshop. But nice and quick to mount. Okay, they're both connected. Let's make sure they work. Okay, powered up. Elevator. Down elevator. Along the rudder. I don't think I've got any rates on this one, let me just check. Oh yeah, there you go, that's full movement. I've got 1 draw rate, or 1 flight condition. You see I'm pretty much getting maximum movement there. And I've just noticed, you notice very carefully the right elevator is moving up slightly higher than the left, which will cause it to roll when you're flying. So that's something I need to, so sorry, say it again, too much noise. So the right elevator is moving up slightly higher than the left elevator, which will actually cause the model to roll slightly on those conditions or those maximum movements. So that's something that I need to adjust on the transmitter to correct that, which I'll do shortly. I also need to check the down is probably doing the same. Yeah, so I need to get something on that, just check that setup. That's why we do these checks. Okay, so while we're at it, I think I've just about got enough room to get one of the wing panels out. I have to move everything over, so let's do that now. Very carefully does it. And here we go. First of all, the wing tube. This carbon fibre, it's massive, absolutely massive wing tube, but obviously it's what's needed. Pretty light still, consider it is carbon fibre. Slide that in. Push that right over. Let's see if I can get the right wing panel. Okay, there it is. God's completely covering me up. That is quite, careful there, quite a size. Again, you can see the turn around, the B&E graphics, or the graphics by B&E. Extreme flight sign there, extra 300, the stars, that's all on top. Again, I'll link that below if anybody's interested. Great website. They're in the States, but they do ship around the world. Obviously in the UK, I have no problem shipping them to me. This wing has got 2 servos per aider on it. So again, running the DS8, 9, 11 JR servos. And that's all matched up through the power box. A little bit dirty, does want to clean, so it will get a clean before it goes away. But let's slide on the panel if I can. Nice. Very nice. It's been a while since I've seen this model together. Let's bring the camera around. I'm not sure, there we go. So I'm not sure if you can get a true idea of size in here, but I think I'm in a single car garage at the moment and there's no way I can get both wings on. But we've got one on at least. So she is looking good. Don't know if I can get this connected. I'm kind of running out of space to move around. Let me give it a go. Let me just see what you can see. Yeah, I think I should be able to get in there. Wow, definitely need a bigger workshop. Okay, pull off the canopy. Let's rest that down there. So the wing plugged in. Oh, no, sorry, it is already plugged in because obviously it plugged in with those connectors, which is rather nice. Forgot about that. Turn on transmitter. Power the batteries. Okay, it's not connected. Ah, I didn't plug the wire in, did I? Yeah, it's been quite a few months since I've flown this. Yeah, same style connector before, but it has got to be plugged in. It's not built into the wing. There you go. Just look at that back in. There we go, perfect. Let's try it out. Left data on. Try rates. There we go. So that's full rates for me at the moment. I can get more movement than that, but I've not flown the aircraft enough. It's probably only had about 30 flights, or I've only had flown 30 odd flights with it this year. Excellent. Okay. Okay, let me quickly strip that back down and I will take the cowling off and show you the DA, and then I'll spin her over, show you underneath as well, and then I'll get your thoughts. Okay, so that's a quick overview of what's inside the canopy, tail section, and also the wings as well. So all I thought I'd do to finish off is show you what's under the cowling. Now to get the cowling off, it's exactly the same process as we did on the laser before. So if you've not seen my pre-season laser check video, make sure you check out the link above and the link below. They basically take the canopy off, and then there's two small bolts here which locate the top half of the cowling, and then one bolt underneath which locates the bottom section. But of course, to get that off first, you've got to take the spinner off and the prop off, undo those bolts, then it should just slide off. I'll do that now. Really nice quality carbon spinner. It's really lovely. do a little bit of a clean. So now that spinner's off, we can just go ahead and take the cowling off. So I'm going to get the bolt underneath first, I think. On all these bolts, I've just got a tiny bit of silicone just to help with the vibration, stop the bolt undoing. Seems to work well. Okay. There we go. Just getting caught there. So that is a very big cowling. A few fine cracks there, just where it's been picked up underneath. Should never do that, should always pick up from the undercarriage, but someone's put their hand there and tried to support the weight of the model. Cosmetic, really. Alright, let's take a look at this engine. Okay, so there she is. Focusing. That's better. So there she is. DA Boxer twin. Each cylinder gets the equivalent of like a 50cc, but it's a 100cc engine. No, it's not. It's a 120. Hold on. No, I beg your pardon, guys. Get my engines confused. This is a DA 120, not a DA 100. It's a DA 120. I beg your pardon. So this engine's been good as gold. The only thing I have had to replace this season was the ignition, because I had loads of problems with it running properly, couldn't work out what it was, and also one of my buddies realised that one of the cylinder heads wasn't firing. So I changed out the ignition system, and it's been absolutely fine ever since. Take a look underneath. You can see the carburetor, and you can see the choke. There's the manual choke that I was referring to earlier. I've got enough space in the cowling just to get in there and flip that. I could put a servo in, but really it's just not worth the hassle. Add an extra servo at this stage. That's the throttle servo. Somebody else has covered it in foil, just to give it a bit of heat protection. I've not seen that before, but I've just left it as is. Kind of works. And you can just see through there, 2 cans. A little bit dirty in there. There has been a leak at one point, so one of these pieces of silicone was leaking. You just see some oil sprayed up on the side, but not enough to cause any damage. Okay, so that's the motor. Again, exactly the same setup as the Laser, for those of you that watched that, where you've got an access hatch at the top to give you a bit more space to get in there, access ignition, what have you. So it's interesting how similar these models are. Obviously built by the same company, same type of design. Now the version 2 has some differences. Firstly, it's a lot more carbon inside, so it's though the wood is carbon covered, from what I understand. And then the wing mechanisms have like a latch system in here, so rather than bolting down, where am I? Where's my bolts? I've got a bolt hole there for the wing. You can just about see it in there. There's a latch mechanism instead, so the wings are easier to get on and off, or quicker to get on and off, because you don't have to do up a bolt. This doesn't take long to put together. So you're having a better look down the fuzz. Okay. I'll put that back together and then just spin her over. Okay, so I've just struggled to turn the model over inside the workshop, but we've got it there. So just want to show you underneath really, just get a different view of things literally. So air vent for the carburetor, extra cooling there for the cans, 2 exhaust outlets, and of course the overflow as well. Undercarriage has had a bit of a repair. Not the undercarriage itself, but the spats had a repair because I fly off brass quite a lot. They do get damaged over time. Small venting there so that the air going through the fuselage does all its cooling, and then it's got a way to escape out. Nice tidy hatches here, and then just finish it off all the way down the far end in the dark down here. It's got a lovely Extreme Flight tail wheel assembly. There we go. Rather nice model. I think probably out of all the models I've got so far, this is my favourite. I've not flown my bigger extra, my Krill yet, so I can't really comment on that one, but out of the ones I've flown, this is definitely my favourite model, which I'm currently missing flying because I can't fly this at my current flying site because I've just stopped petrol due to a noise complaint. But we'll find somewhere else and get this back up in the air so we can show you it. So there we go guys, that was a very quick look at my Extreme Flight Extra 104-inch version with the DA120, not the DA100, which I've said a few times in this video, sorry about that. JR setup, B&E graphics, power box systems, all great stuff, thoroughly recommended. So I'll leave you here with just a few clips of me flying the model early on when I first got it, so the very first flight I had with it. There's a couple of clips there, so enjoy that and we'll see you next time around. I haven't gone above half throttle yet. Isn't it? Over? Yeah.